What it do, cuckolds? It's your boy, the hater. Once again, up in this mug, you know what I'm saying? Today's video is going to be a highly requested video, which reminds me, I know some of you have paid the hater to make video requests, and I may have forgotten to do so. Even if you haven't paid the hater, I obviously still forgot to do so. So please, from now on, just put video requests, and I will do my best to take a look at them and, you know, resolve them as swiftly as possible. Cucks, as we continue to approach hater mania, you know, the hater's in the middle of a move basically, but once the hater sets up his new home, you know, I'm gonna set up a nice little office studio for your boy, and we're gonna be working a lot on videos. So there you have it. Expect big things to happen soon, but for now, let's get to today's video. 25 reasons why Rhea Ripley sucks. Let's get through them. Reason number one, a personal favorite of the haters, Rhea Ripley never wrestles, all right? This is unacceptable for someone that is being presented as a massive star, but I will be honest, this is also par for the course for literally everyone in this company that is presented as a massive star. People don't wrestle anymore. We hear Rhea Ripley's music every time she has something to say or do, and then she comes out and does or says nothing, maybe attacks somebody, and then we see her wrestle once every couple of months at this point. Reason number two, this is another personal favorite of the haters because it contravenes the general, you know, philosophy that fans have about Rhea Ripley, which the hater doesn't agree with at all. Reason number two, she has no identity, cucks. You know, a lot of people point to her, oh, she changed her gimmick. You know what I mean? Like she just, you know, colored her hair black. Hey, that's all that happened. You know what I mean? This is not an identity. This is not a gimmick, you know? While she was in the Judgment Day, I mean, she had like in the original Judgment Day with like Edge and stuff, you know, they had this like darkness gimmick, you know, him, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. But then when they became like a bunch of people that goof around, like she just didn't even fit in the group anymore. You know what I mean? Neither did Damian Priest really, but Rhea Ripley definitely didn't fit into the group because it was a bunch of cucks. You know, that's the gimmick of Judgment Day. Cuckolds. Anyways, let's move on. Reason number three, the neckbeards love her, and I tend to dislike everything that neckbeards like. You know, the neckbeards, they have this weird fetish, I pointed it out a few years ago, of big women dominating them. It's really, really weird. I mean, I understand where it comes from. It comes from this like gaslighting that men are supposed to be these like weird submissive types and have women like peg them up the ass or something, right? But you know that there's neckbeards that would love to get pegged by Rhea Ripley, and the hater doesn't like that, so that's another reason against her. Reason number four, her boring ass finisher sucks. It's a pump handle slam any way you cut it. The fact that she then does it like sit out style and puts the person in front does not change the fact that this finisher is a basic move. You know, back in the Attitude Era, the Road Dogg used to have a pump handle slam as a finisher. He fell forward with it, which in my opinion made it look pretty cool. But, you know, as far as Attitude Era finishers go, obviously one of the weaker ones. And this is supposed to be like one of the best women's finishers right now. The moveset of contemporary wrestling has really gone down the shitter. Moves have been devalued. People all do the same moves. You know what I mean? Like you got like 50 people doing the spear, another 50 people doing a top rope splash, and there you have it. Back in the day, it was like there's like 3 or 4 people that had top rope finishers. You know what I mean? So it felt like a big deal every time D'Lo Brown did the you know, what's it called, the lowdown, right? Which is, in my opinion, one of the best frog splashes of all time. D'Lo Brown, severely underrated. Anyways, reason number 5, the Terror Twins. Her and Damian Priest as the Terror Twins was stupid, it was cringe, and first of all, they don't look anything alike. So why are they called the Terror Twins? You know what I mean? And also, like, they're only terrorizing, like, 2 people. You know, nobody is afraid of them aside from Dominic and Finn Balor, who they were in like a 9,000-month feud with. Reason number 6, Dominic Mysterio dumped her. Dominic is cool, Rhea Ripley sucks. Reason number 7, she was kicked out of a jobber group, all right? This group was going downhill fast, and quite frankly, the group wasn't intelligent because Finn Balor took it upon himself to cost Damian Priest, the de facto leader of their group, even though he was kind of like stepping out of bounds, saying that he's the leader They should follow his lead, which is exactly what Finn Balor is doing now. It's exactly what Solo Sikoa did, and now what Jacob Fatu is going to start doing. This whole, like, everyone gets a turn to be leader thing is really dumb, but more on that in a different video. She was kicked out of a group of jobbers who was turned into a group of jobbers even further by kicking her and Damian Priest out. None of that made sense, but it doesn't change the fact that she was kicked out of a group of losers. Reason number 8, she cannot cut a promo to save her fucking life. Rhea Ripley is someone that should never be given a mic. There's a few people that are like that, right? And there are a few people, very, 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 very few people, who don't get the mic but should be given the mic more often. One that comes to mind right now is Kofi Kingston. You know, the few promos he's cut during his heel turn have been epic. Remember that promo where he basically said that, like, his mom flew coach in the middle seat? Yeah, that was just great. But people like Rhea Ripley, they want her to be a massive star, and one of the prerequisites of being a massive star is being able to cut a promo. However, she's not good at cutting promos, so that being said, we don't care about that at all. Reason number 9, her theme song plays every time she comes out, irrespective of the reason as to why she's coming out. Obviously, I understand that when someone comes out for a match, the theme song must play 95% of the time. You know, you get your jobbers like Ludwig Kaiser, for example. It wouldn't be weird if you turn on the TV and Ludwig Kaiser's already there and then Penta comes out and just beats his ass in 3 minutes, you know? But Rhea Ripley, it's like when she comes to say something, the music starts. When she interferes, the music starts. When she comes in to beat up Dominic, the music starts, right? For some reason, the audio department decides to play her music every time she comes out. Even The Rock and Stone Cold didn't get that. Stone Cold did once in a while, but not always. He would come out in the middle of a match and beat somebody up. I feel like even if Rhea Ripley came out in the middle of a match, they'd play her music. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at all. Reason number 10, another personal favorite. Her interaction with The Undertaker player was forced. I hated this completely. You know, The Undertaker later on, Undertaker is slowly turning into a cuck, but basically The Undertaker said, when I heard Rhea Ripley was going to be there, I knew I couldn't miss this opportunity. Shut the fuck up. You don't care about Rhea Ripley. What are you talking about? You know, the implication that The Undertaker has some sort of deep respect for Rhea Ripley is absurd. There's nothing to respect. It's not like Rhea Ripley does anything. And if there's one thing that the hater hates is when people get fake praise, you know? We do this a lot in wrestling, you know what I mean? Like, here's another good one, right? Like with someone that I actually like, Jeff Hardy. Remember when Undertaker and Jeff Hardy had a ladder match that Jeff Hardy had a 0 chance of winning? Like, this wasn't even like the Taka Michinoku versus, you know, Triple H match where it's like there was a sliver of chance that Taka might pull it out, right? Like, it's like a 0.01%. Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy, there was a 0 chance that Jeff Hardy was going to win. And then afterwards, The Undertaker gives him props. Then he starts doing this to everybody. He does it to Cena. Then he does it to Orlando Jordan. And it's like The Undertaker's giving props to like absolutely everybody. And nowadays, it's gotten to the point where he has to give props to Rhea Ripley. None of these people deserve it. Orlando Jordan never showed any sign of greatness for Undertaker to like give him props. And quite frankly, if we're being 100% honest, when he gave props to Cena, Cena also was a vanilla jobber. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but I don't like this whole getting props for no reason thing. You know what I mean? Enough of that bull. Reason number 11, she is entitled. You know what I mean? She's an entitled broad. She thinks she's God's gift to wrestling, and I'll talk about that more in a different time. And, you know, honestly, throughout this video, because a lot of the reasons eventually end up centering towards that. Reason number 12, Liv Morgan carried their feud. If it weren't for Liv Morgan, nobody would give a flying fuck about Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley breaking up. If anything, Liv Morgan and arguably Dominic Mysterio carried this feud. Without them, nobody would care at all. It wouldn't be interesting. Rhea Ripley has never done anything interesting. She's basically the female Cody Rhodes. She just comes out there, phones it in, doesn't do anything impressive, and people around her have to work extra hard to make her look good. You know, the entire philosophy of Dominic and Liv Morgan was just so Rhea Ripley can get like her payback, so she could get her moment, which is fine. I understand how wrestling works, but sometimes the person that gets the moment should also contribute to the situation. You know what I mean? Like Rikishi and Triple H conspiring to run over Stone Cold was also there so Stone Cold could get his moment, and actually it turned out that it was there so Triple H could get his moment, because he basically ends up winning that feud in the 3 stages of hell. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, Stone Cold wasn't carried in that feud. Stone Cold came out, he cut the promos, he got massively over, he was entertaining, and that's how that went down. But that's not the case for Rhea Ripley. Reason number 13. We are supposed to believe that she is special despite there being absolutely zero evidence of this claim. There is nothing special about Rhea Ripley. I don't get it at all. I feel about her the same way I feel about Bianca Belair. It's just 2 random wrestlers that nobody could possibly care about, and they push them down our throats as if they're big deals. Like, neither of them can carry a promo. Neither of them can carry a feud. I mean, look at Bianca Belair. Like, did you ever think that Naomi would be carrying a segment with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? But that's exactly what's happening. Bianca Belair is another Rhea Ripley, also known as another Cucky Rhodes. All they do is just go out there, they do their job. I mean, like, Bianca Belair goes out and wrestles, she twirls her fake hair. I mean, it is what it is. That, I'm just saying it like it is. You know, she's got that bullshit ponytail thing, which was cool in the beginning because she would use it as a weapon, but now it's just played out, you know? And she just comes out there, does the match, and then everything else has to happen around her. You know what I mean? She doesn't add anything to any storyline. Here's how I know. If you took Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and just flipped them, right? And you put Bianca Belair in Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley in, like, the tag team with Naomi, nobody could possibly care because neither of them do anything to add to either tag team. It would look a little weird. It would be a little bit weird, you know, but, like, it is what it is. Nothing would change fundamentally. And she's not special. Neither is Cucky. Neither is Bianca. Deal with it. Reason number 14, she looks like Black Rain, which is a character played by Dusty Rhodes in TNA. Dusty Rhodes basically joins TNA. This is the worst he'd ever been. He was like fat and slobby. Like, he was just like, he looked like shit, right? Then he put on a black wig, basically like the black wig version of Goldust's like blonde wig, you know, except it was shorter. And it was just like a fat man with a black wig. And the wig was the same exact haircut that Rhea Ripley has now. You know what I mean? Reason number 15. Her name is Rhea. Okay. Rhea is an old person's name. Rhea is the name of an 85-year-old librarian who is just there because they don't have the balls to fire her, you know? And also Rhea rhymes with diarrhea, so that's all I think about when I see this broad. Reason number 16. She looked much better when she was normal, you know? She had like this smiley personality. She was blonde, and while the personality could go away because we've seen too many smiley blondes, she looked 100 times better. Now she looks all weird and stuff, you know? Anyways, reason number 17. She has too many tattoos, you know? Her body is covered from head to toe with tattoos, and I don't like it. You know, it's too many. She's a young girl, so by the time it's all said and done, she's going to start looking like The Undertaker player. But anyways, reason number 18. Based on a short clip that I saw from the Logan Paul podcast with her, I don't even know why I clicked this shit because I don't like her, and I've never watched an episode of the Logan Paul podcast except for the beginning of this one, I guess, or a clip or whatever it was. And she says that she thinks she can beat up 70% of men. You know, the hater knows a lot of people, and yeah, there are some men that I think Rhea Ripley would beat, but like 99% of the guys that the hater knows would destroy her in a fight. You know what I mean? So there you have it. I don't like this nonsense. I don't like this. I don't like what that represents, if I'm being 100% honest. It represents the same thing that I said earlier on in reason 3, the neckbeards love her, right? I understand that men now take a position of submission. They take a position of, oh, I'm not supposed to be this way. Oh, toxic masculinity. I need to talk to my therapist, you know? The hater has nothing against people that go to therapy. Some people need it, ain't no doubt about it. But this whole men and their feelings, you know, I need to do a video on that again because there's this guy, what's his name, Andrew Wilson. He's an intelligent guy, he's a talented guy, but he says some bullshit, man. You know, he says a lot of interesting and fun things too, but he says some bullshit, and he's part of this like men's activist thing, which is like fucking the most effeminate shit ever. Oh, men have higher suicide rates. Don't kill yourself. And you fucking man up, man. What the hell happened to just looking at a man in the face and just being like, you know what, you're acting like a little bitch. It's time to man up a little bit, you know? Grow some hair on your balls. You know, all these men, men, they're right. Oh, like women will take half of what you own. You better sign a prenup. It's like, stop being a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants half of what you own. You own zero. What's half of zero, cuck? You know, and I'm tired of this, man. It's like men have absolutely no role models. On one side of the coin, it's some like weirdo motherfucks like Harry Styles. That's the one that always comes to mind up in this mug. You know, you have people like, hey, ma, you can do whatever you want, wear a dress. You know, and on the other side, you have these disgruntled men who are just bitching and moaning. You know what I'm saying? Just crying all day. Oh, men have it so hard. Like, all right, that's kind of the point. Men are supposed to have it hard. Life's not supposed to be easy, bitch-ass motherfucker. Anyways, that's neither here. We just went on a side tangent up in this bitch. Reason number 19, Rhea Ripley thinks she is a star, right? Because she treats herself like a star. I don't know, because I'm not sure and I don't work for the E, but the reality is that there you have to think that some of these stars, right, like Cucky Rhodes or Rhea Ripley, and I'm using the word stars obviously very loosely here. You have to think that some of these people are like, hey man, can I get a few more matches on TV? You know? And she doesn't say that because she's not getting more matches on TV. All she does is promote herself, and then pretend she's a big deal. The hater doesn't like it, and the hater doesn't enjoy it. Reason 20, she looks like the dude that sings her theme song, which is weird, right? In one of the many, I think it was WrestleMania, they had the band that sings her song. By the way, that's another thing they need to stop doing. Stop this whole like WrestleMania entrance theme with like live music. You know, it's cringe, it's stupid. Be more creative, you know? Here's a great example. When it was like Jack Swagger versus Rusev back in the day, Jack Swagger came out and he had like the University of Oklahoma like marching band perform his song. That was cool. That was interesting. That was very American, and he went to Oklahoma, I believe. So and he is from Oklahoma. So that just made it look badass, right? But that's neither here nor there. Let's focus on the things that we need to focus about. You know? She looks just like the guy that sings her theme song. As a matter of fact, when the guy came singing, I was like, holy shit, Rhea Ripley is singing her own theme song. That's unique. And then she came out and looked at the guy in the face. They screamed at each other like a bunch of weirdos. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that every group has its weirdos, right? Like, you know, and I don't want to hear anything about this, you know, because the hater is an equal opportunity hater, right? You know, like, for example, a lot of people get pissed off. Oh, hater, stop picking on the Samoans. You know what I'm saying? Enough of this. Stop picking on these people. Stop picking on that people. The hater picks on everybody. So right now, the hater's about to pick on his own people, the white people, motherfuckers. There's some white people that have these, like, musical tastes where they just scream the lyrics to a song. Now, some of those songs very rarely are decent, right? But don't get it twisted. Every group has its weirdos. Rhea Ripley just happens to belong into that weirdo subgroup, you know, where the men and the women have the same Pidgeotto haircut. You know, it is what it is, cucks. Reason number 21, she is pushed too much for no reason, you know what I mean? And when she gets pushed, other people get held back. Now, I'm going to say something that I don't even believe in, you know? Not Jada Parker, BFAB. So, like, I confuse them because, quite frankly, I don't watch NXT that much, and BFAB is never on TV, and they look relatively similar, so I don't care. Kiss my ass, you know what I mean? But someone like BFAB, right? Like, I'm not saying that BFAB is a massive star. On the contrary, BFAB is a massive jobber. I feel the same way about Jada Parker and virtually every woman in NXT and in the WWE as well. But if you want to have some diversity so we can see some interesting wrestlers, maybe give Jada Parker a push. Maybe give, like, whatever, Kiana James. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but, like, I know it's a name. Kiana James. Maybe give, like, those two girls in, like, whatever, Toxic Attraction. Give them a chance. Have some diversity in this, you know? The same people again and again is not entertaining. It's like all we see is Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. And then once in a while, we get Charlotte Flair thrown in there when she's healthy, which means like she has 2 matches, then goes away for 8 months because she pulled an ass muscle or something. I don't know, and I don't care. But quite frankly, she's pushed too much, Rhea Ripley that is, and nobody cares. Her recent reign, reason 22, her recent reign was lame. It was one of the worst title reigns of all time. It served no purpose. You know, it would have been better right now if Liv Morgan was the champion still. You know, that would have been more entertaining than the bullshit title run that Rhea Ripley had. And honestly, it was a very uneventful title run because as far as I can tell, it's very possible. I could be wrong, but I think she had like 1 successful title defense in like 3 or 4 months. You know, so this is unacceptable. I hate it, and that's what I gotta say about that, cuckwads. Reason number 23. Her matches are too long. Now, I understand what they're going for. They're basically saying, this woman wrestles once every 3 months, so her matches are gonna be long. I'd rather her wrestle 8 times in 2 months, right, and have 3-minute matches. Put in the same amount of effort, but at least make it count. Reason number 24. This is a storyline reason, a kayfabe reason, but it's a reason nevertheless because it bolsters some of the earlier claims I made, like her being entitled, you know, and her getting pushed too much. Reason 24. She is forcing her way into this title match at WrestleMania. You know, I don't know what she's done to deserve this. She's wrestled like 4 times in the last year, and basically she comes out here, does a Shawn Michaels thing where she just signs her name, and now she's gonna like, you know for a fact that the Bianca Belair refereed match, where Bianca's gonna be the referee, and it's gonna be Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, like, you don't need to even think about this. We all know it's going to be a screwy finish that leads to a triple threat. This is like, you could see this from weeks ago, you know? So this is like almost disrespectful to our intelligence. But whatever, that's just how that is. Who the fuck gives a rat's ass? And reason number 25, another personal favorite. She's too damn big, motherfuckers. She's too big. You know, what's up with these behemoth-like women, you know? The only way a woman should be this big in wrestling is if that size is central to their character. I'll give you a quick example. I started watching WWE LFG again, and there's a girl there called Bailey Humphrey. You know, I can't quite put my finger on why, but I really like this Bailey Humphrey. You know, she has a very, very unique look. I've never seen anyone like her. She's got these long-ass, like, chimpanzee arms. It's very strange, right? She's not fat, but she has like a fat face. It's very, very like unique, you know, in a good way. Like, I mean, you know, she's not like, you know, she's not going to be like the next Trish Stratus, let's be honest, but she has the potential to be like a massive monster heel, right? Because she's just so disproportionate, but in the best way possible. She has this face that makes her look fat, but then you see her body and she's just like jacked. She has like a Randy Orton-esque physique, like her arms are as long as Randy Orton's. That's the weirdest thing, you know? But that's something, right, where you can be big and you can have that kind of presentation. What's it called? Awesome Kong, which is one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time, was big. She was proportionate looking. Awesome Kong wasn't like, you don't see Awesome Kong and think like, holy shit, like, you know, what is that, right? You just think, oh, that's like a heavy woman, you know what I mean? You probably think, oh, I think I've seen her in New Jersey at Newark Airport, you know what I mean? That's what you probably think. She's just so inconspicuous, she's just like a random girl, but nevertheless, she's imposing, and her name is fucking Awesome Kong, or Amazing Kong when she was introduced. So it's like, you get the idea. This is not like a regular woman, right? She's supposed to be, she's like the abyss of women. She's like the Kane of women in many ways, you know? And I think this Bailey Humphrey has that potential. Rhea Ripley is presented as this like and it is weirdly sexualized masculine figure. I don't even know how to explain it, you know, but it's weird. She's too damn big and the haters don't like it. And with that being said, this has been, in my opinion, a really fun video for me. So we're going to cut it at that. And I'm going to tell you that in summation, now you know all you need to know. This has been 25 reasons why Rhea Ripley sucks. And here we are, cuckolds, one day closer to WrestleMania and no days closer to finding out what the fuck is happening. So that being said, take care of yourselves and go fuck your mothers.